Hi everyone, welcome to this edition of the BraudCast, where we give you bite-sized bits of best practices to help you be a better leader and a more effective communicator. Our question this week actually came from the public relations community. Several people asked us to pose this question: what is your best advice to persuade your executives or CEO to take a media training class? If you've ever tried to get an executive to give you time on their calendar for media training, you know it's like pulling teeth. Ironically, if you ask them for a date for a charity golf tournament, their calendars suddenly open. So here are some observations that you provided online. Jerry says he likes to just explain to them that crisis management is an important skill and they need media training for crisis management. Jerry, that seems like a logical argument, but you would be surprised how many executives are in denial about the need to prepare for a crisis, and how many of them have big enough inflated egos that they believe that they can wing it in a media interview. David says the entire C-suite did not get there by accident, so he likes to approach them with a degree of flattery that it's self-evident that, of course, you know you must maintain all of your skills in the C-suite, and this is one of them. That's a good observation, David. David also stresses that when done correctly, media training serves the C-suite because it helps them talk to employees, helps them talk to the community, helps them do speeches and presentations. Yes, that is exactly right. I always share that idea with people in a media training class. Cortland says that the best way to persuade them is to record them on video and play it back for them. And Beatrice agrees with Cortland and says ask them a few tough questions and then suggest that you can help them craft better answers. That also seems logical, but the premise is you're asking someone to let you test them, and some people don't want to be tested. You're suggesting to them that they might mess up in front of you, and executives often don't want to embarrass themselves and be humiliated by a person who reports to them, by one of their underlings. So that doesn't always work, even though it sounds logical. Paul says he likes to emphasize that a little preparation now prevents a lot of embarrassment later. That's a good premise to work from, Paul. I've been teaching media training since 1994. Here are a couple of things that I find are useful. First, I still try to create a safe atmosphere by promising everyone that our goal is to mess up in private so that you don't mess up in public. And one of the ways I guarantee that is I still shoot with a broadcast size camera that uses video cassettes. And the reason I still use the video cassettes is because I promised the class that at the end of the day we will remove this video cassette, and each of you will participate in destroying the cassette so all of the mistakes stay in the room. That's an often persuasive way to do it. The other thing that I do is I emphasize profit, both in my book and in my media training manual. I have chapters here. I can thumb to the chapters. Here's one, the big if. If you could attach $1 to every word that you say, would you make money or would you lose money? Again, if you could attach $1 to every word that you say, would you make money or would you lose money? Executives are constantly focusing on the profit aspect of their business, right? You can create enough self-doubt that they will either lose profits or the stock value will go down if they say something bad to the media. So try that. If you could attach $1 to every word that comes out of your mouth, would you make money or would you lose money? It's not easy to wrangle these people into a training class. They have to be willing to humble themselves to make mistakes. I often remind them that if you're lifting weights, you like to lift weights to failure so that you can build the strength of those muscles. And the same thing has to happen in a media training class. You have to let them succeed, then take them to a degree of failure, then build them back up to greater success. And by all means, if you want them to do it again, and they should do it every year, at least on a refresher basis, make sure that at the end of the class, you have actually helped everyone succeed. And those that didn't succeed, that's your time to make notes that they should not serve as a spokesperson. I hope these tips have helped you. Thanks for participating in the discussion this week. We will be back on Monday with a new question. To make sure you see that question, please subscribe to this YouTube channel, The BraudCast. For The BraudCast, I'm Gerard Braud.